Well, hi, how are you?
Well, I am good. Just a little rushed today. We were just at the beach, and then my children decided to do a little juice cleanse with me. So I've been extra busy doing that today.
Take a breath,
Yeah, thank you. I will.
because
How are
I'm
you?
going to tell, well, let me tell you where we're going.
Okay. Okay.
Nowhere.
Okay.
The word nowhere, if you take it apart, means now, here.
Nice. I like it.
So instead of me going to this lovely script that I wrote with questions, I just want to tell you I love you and that this call is about you.
Aw, isn't that sweet?
That is sweet. You've earned it. I've been watching your growth. I've been watching your career. You started off with the rocket booster. You've already launched. And I'm excited about seeing you up here in the stratosphere. The view is awesome.
Well, thank you for that. It's nice to be recognized. It's nice to have the spotlight put on self once in a while, because it's doesn't normally happen, especially with what I do in so many realms and ways. Um, yeah, and just more ideas came to me today on my walk. You know how inspiration just like comes from God, like when you're taking no thought, right? And all of a
Yep.
sudden you just get those inspirations. That's how the
Mhm.
initial show, Everybody Has a Story, that I've been doing, came to me. And now today I'm blessed with another great idea that I'm supposed to be helping put out there in the world for people. So
Do you file it? Do you file it somewhere, or do you actually put it down so you'll be able to have it start to take form?
yeah, it's just all here, just all in the noggin.
Well, here's a fun one for you. I got to study with a couple called Amma Bhagwan out of the Monash University of India.
Okay.
And they have a lovely story about his whole life when he was growing up. I'm going to get to the point of the story here in a minute. When he was growing up, he told his dad he was God. And God says, "You're a crazy kid. You can't be God. There's a God." And he said, "No, I'm God." And I know that's to be true. Well, one day, his father decided to arrange a marriage with this lovely woman named Amma. And the moment she met him, she says, there's God. I'm the one you're supposed to marry. She knew she was the partnership or the sole companion for this guy. So they started the one university, and they were teaching Diksha, which is a hands transference of life force, kind of like Marikari, kind of like Reiki. And what
Yep.
it taught us is that there's no original thoughts. We don't have original thoughts. They all seem to hold out in this cosmic place, kind of like an iCloud. He calls it the thoughtosphere. And what happens is you're in the right resonance, or you're in the right intersection in your consciousness, and these ideas drop in. We do what we do with the ideas, and our ego likes to get credit and feel entitled to it. These are my ideas. They were
Yeah. No, I give credit to God for sure. And and if I don't take some kind of action, then that is
Mhm.
keep kind of coming and banging. It's like, no, this is what I need you to do. This is what I need to do. And I mean, it's amazing how it works, because that's all I'm ever asking in prayer and stuff is to please, guide me, continue divinely guiding me the way that this is your will. Um, Trying to hold, like I said, no attachments, no thoughts, and just letting things come and be. And that's how we were born to be. We were born to live that way and just be God led with everything we do, and be inspired all through the day to just do and act upon things. But that's been so taken away from us over so many years through so many things. I mean, I don't even know where to start, but it begins with
Let's go
birth.
back. Let's go
It
back.
begins with birth. It begins with birth. Like, my birth work
That's
now.
why I want to start with you. That's what this whole script is about. We're going to go back to the future. We're going to go back in time.
Yeah.
Mom and dad had this beautiful baby girl. Now, were you the only baby, or was there a brother and sister in the picture?
Yes, there's an elder. I might have to move out of the sun here. The sun's beautiful, but not when it's coming through a window.
Yeah, move to where you need to move.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. I thought I could take it, but the weather is just really, really warm here right now. So I can't take it. We're just at the beach in the sun, and then I can't take sitting in the window. So
Yeah, we got snow outside. It's going to snow for 3 days. So send it.
okay,
Please send
so
it.
yeah, so I have an older sister and a younger brother. And
Older sister, younger brother.
yeah. And it's really interesting because just today, because like I told you, my 7 and 9-year-old have agreed, and they were really excited to do like a juice cleanse with me because they've seen me do them before, and they just love me even more than they normally do when I'm doing a juice cleanse because
Yeah.
you're just a different person. You're cleaner, you have more energy, you're just there and present more. So yeah, my 9-year-old especially just so super excited to do this. But I was talking with them today and just saying, because he's like, well, maybe I could go a week. And I said, well, it's probably not as necessary for you kids because your bodies are already pretty close to pure. You're not like 40. How old am I? 47,
Make up
43,
a number. Okay.
48 years old. And I said, you guys, you were fed breast milk for the first 2 years of your life. You were never vaccinated. Vaccines contain poisons and toxins. I've fed you pretty good foods, like I've just had a pretty conscious of, foods and things like that I've been putting in my kids' body, limiting sugars and that kind of stuff. So really,
Strong immune systems, even though
yeah.
they're still developing.
Yeah. And they don't have as much to purge and cleanse out of their system is what I'm trying to get at. Right. So then there's us. Right. And then, so that brought me back to my first experiences as a baby. I was not breastfed. At that time, the milk was dried up on the mothers, which was so retarded. And they weren't encouraged to breastfeed at all.
Formula?
So, yeah. So there's one thing against me. 2, vaccinated as a child. I mean, there wasn't as many that they recommended at that time, 40 whatever years ago. But still, that's another ding against me.
They gave us polio shots or take a sugar pill, this red colored dye sugar pill that had the polio vaccine in it.
I don't even know. I don't remember what I got. I have no idea. And then also our mother, she was a single parent as well. I remember we got food from the food banks and things like that. So I know for a fact our diet was not good and probably a lot of processed things. So three dings against me right off the bat, just for my physical body.
Where were you growing up, Lonnie?
In Alberta, Canada.
Okay. So was the diet, the lifestyle, the traditions similar to the United States? Or is it uniquely, it was?
Oh, I think, yeah, the US and Canada are very similar in so many ways. They say that Canadians are just kind of more like laid back and hey there. I don't know. Is it true? Do you know many Canadians? Are we like that?
No, but United States brought LSD to the world. So they had specialty plant medicine.
Well, I'm pretty sure Canadians do LSD, so it's not that.
Not that different. So here's a question for you when you're ready.
Sorry, my child was just in the room. Okay, go ahead. What's the question?
If you need to, yeah, okay, good. When did you first get the idea that there was more to life than what you thought you saw or what you were led to believe? When did you get a clue there was more going on?
That there was more to life than the mundane,
yes,
going to work and things. When I was about 25, after partying hard and being promiscuous and drinking and just partying like almost every night, and I owned my own business in the big city of Calgary, Alberta. And things just kind of came crashing down, just got really overwhelmed with life and those kinds of things. And so I took it upon myself to give myself about 10 days of space. So I made arrangements with the business and just with life and people to not have to bother me at all, and just told people what I was doing. So I went within, literally for 10 days. I just did that in my apartment and just,
So this was a conscious or
yeah,
mindful retreat, inner retreat?
yeah. And so for 10 days, yeah, I just did like kind of a body cleanse at the same time, did lots of meditation. It was just led by my intuition. It was just led by my intuition. Just again, that inspired thought, this is what you need to do. And I called it a sabbatical. But this is what you need to do. You need to shut out from the world. You need to do this. You need for 10 days. You need blah, 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 blah. So that's what I did. And I came to a point, Brother Sage, where I think we're all
This is
trying
it.
to, yeah, where we're all trying to get back to. And it was that Jesus-like state. There's nothing like it in the world, where I was just be walking downtown and just see people. I could see right through them and in them and within them, and just connect with their eyes. And they would just do a double take because they could feel what was emanating from me. And I could just see them and just even have to just give a smile. It was the most beautiful feeling in the whole world to just feel love for everything and everybody and just be that in that pure state. Of course, it didn't last long because I had to enter back into my life, the matrix or whatnot. And then
Sure.
I literally had a nervous breakdown and ran away. But that can be a story for another time. But
Another conversation.
here I am now, right? So after those experiences, it was, one extreme to the next, of course. That's just kind of how it happens. If you go one way in one direction, you got to go the other way in the opposite extreme. So
The
when
balance.
when I came back to the balance, that's when I just knew, and I had this knowing that life was behind me now. There was no more of the partying, promiscuity, and that kind of thing. And I was ready to settle down. I was ready to start having children and become a mother. So that's what I did. I took the steps to do that and came to move out here into this small rural community where it's just quiet and mountainous and trees. Started my life kind of over and fresh, and I met a man and then started having my kids, and it's history from there.
So were you aware at that time you were on a spiritual journey?
Yes, I imagine I was aware.
Had you thought of it as such?
If I called it spiritual, I don't know. I don't really recall. But again, it was just something that was calling to me that I needed to do. And so I did it. I don't know if I had a name for it, but yeah.
I never had a name for it either. All I knew is that well, tell me, was there other influences? Was there teachers? Was there books? Was there enlightened beings? Did you meet an extraterrestrial? Was there something that was, could happen, that inspired you to go much, much deeper into you to find out there was great light in here, a great being inside you?
Not so much. I've just always been kind of a self-doer. I'm just always kind of self-led. Same with my own births. I birthed at home by myself, my babies. So it's just kind of something that I always do, is just kind of do it on my own. So it's really interesting right now at this point in my life, because I've been putting it out there to find an intentional community, and live with like-minded people and start living in that way. So my only hesitations are myself, because I am kind of independent in that way. And it's like, I just do best by myself, but I know that it's really important right now. This is the next thing to come in my life, is to be with and among other people and learn how to be with other people as a group and as a collective, right? That's the next phase.
You're already been in a community. You've been in a tribe. You're in one now, because of your kids. That's a good sized tribe right there. And because you've been practicing communications, the art of communicating, and you've been practicing relationships building, whether it was intimate or you consider that or not, it's just a matter of having, like, getting the visual and seeing yourself in the community. How do you fit in the community? What is your role in the community? Are you on the sideline? Are you the hostess who coordinates and networks everything? Because I'm moving in the same direction, possibly on the island of Kauai. And so it's great having this conversation with you.
Well, I do have good leadership skills. I have to say that about myself. But I know that I have to kind of try not to try and be some kind of leader. That's not what I want. That's not how I see myself in a community, that's for sure. um
Mhm.
Maybe certain things. I think recognizing everybody comes with something different that's going to shine. They're just going to shine and be in their element that they have to offer this community. That is what is so beautiful. I don't
Yeah.
have to be everything to everybody right now. I can just be what I shine doing, which is, birth. Of course, I can focus on, assisting women and helping and being with women, um, to show them the way, to have an ascended birth experience. That's my goal. That's what I see myself being, kind of just the mother, the mother whatever, in a community, just because of how I parent, how I mother, and just how I am with everybody, I guess, is just being able to be that silent presence that some people
All
need.
right. All right. Here's the question of all questions: is your heart ready?
Yes,
Because
it actually.
it's manifesting right now for you.
Well, I know it is. It already has. This community just popped in. It's like only been like 6 days now. 6 days ago, I found it.
Nice. See?
I found it.
Well, you're a manifest generator. Things will just start manifesting quicker and quicker. And then it's not what I love about doing that. And that happens in my life almost every day. I'm in the middle of something showing up in my life and go, this is exactly what I've been wanting. And it happens more and more and more. And at some point it gets ridiculous. But you learn at some point your needs are so teeny that you're just wishing for everybody else's highest good.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't really need much.
yeah. When that is the point to get to, when we're not putting ourselves first, and it's not the actions we're taking is not for self gain. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's just automatically going to be self rewards, but we have to let that come in its own time and in its own way. We can't force it by having expectations by every action that we made and hoping for this, reaction and that kind of thing. It's such a huge evolutional, stage that we need to get to, and I think you're definitely there on your way, and I am too, and I think there's so many of us who are on that journey. And it's beautiful, isn't it, to see like we're just evolving like crazy right now.
Yes, and it's great to see how many people around us have their eyes and their lights open. I mean, I'm in the public all the time, and even without word exchanges of words, you can see who knows what. You can see people, they recognize me and I recognize them, and then the words come.
Yeah, yeah, it is a thing about energy, that's for sure.
And so with this understanding and this your way of being, and I really honor you for being true to yourself. Not everybody does that today. I see a lot of people in conflict. They're trying to figure out, how they're supposed to operate, navigate through a crazy world right now. And it seems that you spend enough time in stillness so that when you go out in the world, the ripples and the frequencies and the energies people bring you, they don't get inside your field and they don't affect you.
Yeah, that's it exactly. That's it exactly. And I always compare all life experiences back to birth because it was the
I'm having
same.
a moment.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, I had a heart. My heart. I felt that moment was special.
Oh, beautiful,
And
beautiful.
so, um, any advice? Let's just bounce around. What advice can you give our viewers to maintain joy, balance, and love throughout the day?
Just take care of yourself. Put yourself first. In that regard, I know I'm contradicting myself, but when it comes to self and your self-preservation, you got to put yourself first, and that's not being selfish. That's being, productive. That's being smart. That's being caring. That's being like alive. That's being loving. That's being everything. When you give yourself the time and the space that you need during the day, so that you flow. So do not leave your bed until you have done some deep breaths. You've spoken to God about your day. You've, done the affirmations that you need to do to set the tone for your day. Just stay in bed. And if you have to get out of bed for some reason and things just go awry, get back into bed. Get back into
Go
bed.
back to bed.
Start over. Just start those breaths and talk to God and set the tone for your day. That just really helps. Care for your body, of course, with what you're ingesting, make sure that it's, as wholesome as you can possibly get it. Bless your food. Teaching my kids to do that too. I hear them talking to their juice today.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, right? Because it's interesting. Yesterday,
Make a video.
yeah, maybe I will. We came across this video, and the kids were interested in watching it, and how droplets of water. Okay, so the one picture of the water, right, was about truth. One was love. One was like, I want to kill you. One was whatever, right?
Yeah.
And just the difference of what the water looked like. It's just so amazing. It's just so brilliant. And because we are all water, it's just so important to make sure we're preserving ourselves and talking to ourselves and loving ourselves every moment of the day. I am beautiful. I'm amazing. I'm strong. I am this. Whatever you yearn to be, you already are, by the way, but you have to self-talk it so that you convince yourself at every level that you are these things, because you are these things.
Can I remind you?
Sure.
I had to put to memory affirmations. I was an affirmations guru and teacher back in the 80s. I sold affirmations. I went to a rebirthing convention. I sold affirmations capsules. I had them typed on paper, rolled them up, put them in a capsule. And one guy, he opened it up and it changed his life. He gave me like $20. He said, great idea. Here you go. Okay, here it goes. I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, healthy, happy, joyous, connected, and free.
Very good. Yep. And I am worthy and I am deserving of good things and these blessings. My heart, when I go for my walks too, I do like walking meditation at the same time and talk to God and talk to myself. My heart is open. I surrender to what your will is, God. Divinely guide me. I let go. I surrender to you. I trust. That kind of thing just really helps. And of course, meditation, any quiet time you can get throughout the day, whether it is going out for a walk or finding just a quiet spot wherever you are. It's always in the moment, taking deep breaths. My kids know when they're feeling upset or emotional about anything. Oh, I hear them they're just so smart. Like, you just only have to tell them when they're like young, and they're just always remembering it now, that this self-soothing thing, that breath. I hear them doing it, and it's going to be for life. It's instilled in them for life, these things. So please, let's start with our kids, right? Even if we're not quite there yet, it's okay. It's all right to start teaching our kids as we are still learning.
Yes, and as you continue to pay attention to your mini yous, mini me, and to the guru within the household, they're going to be teaching you. Yeah. I'm sure you've learned quite a lot from the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids are the closest thing to God. So that's where the learning is. Observe our children, observe the children. Yeah. And let them be. Don't put them in boxes. Please don't put them in boxes or shame them or tell them no or tell them they need to be a certain way or what they're doing is wrong. Just be really mindful of how we're speaking to kids, how we are with children, because they have it all. They're born pure. They're born who we want to remember ourselves as being. We want to get back to that place. So let's observe the children. Let's just let them be who they are here to be and learn from them. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. So as we go through our day and we're saying affirmations, we're filling up our cup. We're filling up our heart's cup. We're filling up our spiritual cup. And so the times where you feel like your cup is not full, you probably have an excess and you can bring your joy back. And if I could consolidate everything that I learned all these years, it would be shrunken down to one mantra, which is 2 words. And if people will just repeat this throughout the day, I think they'll get through the scary part of what the world is throwing at them. I'm okay. Let's not make it, we don't have to make it like mystical or advanced spiritual teaching. I'm okay.
Yeah. The answers are very simple. The answers are very simple. And that's why we have to remember, take no thought. and then cast thy net to the right. And what that means, and what I'm learning that that means, and I've just been using that recently for myself and for my own mantras, stop thinking and worrying and detailing things and how is this going to work out? Well, what is it this and what's that and what's that? And thinking about things that do not exist in this moment, whether it's past or future or whatever. Just get back to this moment, trust and relax, and just let it go and give it to God, because only this moment is what matters and what's real and what exists, and it's the truth. Anything else is false. It's just lies, it's deceit. It doesn't belong with us. It doesn't serve us in any way, shape, or form. So being in the moments is where you're going to find the joy, find the peace, find the answers. Because when you're not thinking and giving this thought to all these other things, you can't hear that inspiration we were talking about at the beginning. You won't be able to hear God speaking through you and to you. Whereas if it's no thought, and that's what meditation is about, right? It's just kind of quieting the mind and training the mind to just be able to receive
Meditation, according to Matt Kahn. Are you familiar with Matt Kahn? He's out of Seattle, and Matt Kahn says meditation is a conscious vacation from concern.
Yeah.
So while some people are trying to make it all 5D and even bigger, saying, well, it's 0 point, and you want to get to this calm, still place, you could call it the place of nothing and just relax into your happy place, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And for people who might get overwhelmed, if you're listening to this and our talk right now, if you feel overwhelmed that there's just so much out there, so many teachers and mentors and YouTube channels and all these different teachings and books and podcasts, you know what I mean? Just don't feel overwhelmed. Just go with your gut. That's what it's really about, right? Get the things that call you as tools, but then rely really on the instincts, and don't get overwhelmed by something being called this and that and that and that. It's all really just one thing that's being taught by everybody. It's all just getting the ego out of the way and just getting back to self and to source, so that we can just live freely, because freedom comes with truth and vice versa. And that's where we're going to find it all, just by,
And more of that practice, you'll be able to be sharper with not only your intuition, but if you blend it with a faculty that a lot of people have put on hold these days called critical thinking, as well as, using your conscience, then you're more likely to see things how they really are. So if you pick up red flags or some kind of a signal, you'll know, I'm leaving now. Or this is not the person for me to be with at the moment. And you'll be able to move freely in your life without having to be on guard or being defensive, because you're trusting that source, that guidance.
Yeah, that discernment will be there. It'll be much more clear than ever before. And you won't try and second guess yourself, because we do that all the time. We go against our instincts. They're telling us one thing, and then it's like, nah, that can't, no, but, and all these excuses and reasons why to not run from something. And then it just prolongs the journey, right? Don't we want to just get to that joyful space and just start enjoying the moments now? Like, especially now, if there wasn't a better time ever on this planet, it is right now to just let everything fall away that you feel like, I can't let it go. I can't let it go. And you want to hang on to it so tightly. It's not serving you. It's just prolonging your death. Like, it's a slow death. Let's just flip it and live, right? Well,
How about we just laugh at everything?
Good.
We go, oh, that's not going to faze me. There's some humor. I mean, if you look at your own life, you see there's plenty of material for comedy. And if you go out in the world, there's plenty of material for comedy. What happens is people change channels, and they're on the drama channel, they're on the trauma channel, and they forget that every thought they're thinking is creating their moment-to-moment reality.
Yeah.
And so what I started doing in Boulder to help out in the behind the scenes of the consciousness, because there seems to be a lot of people on the side of wearing masks and thinking like a Democrat and watch TV. There's a lot of that going on here, but there's a lot of light workers who are going, no, this thing is turning around. We're bringing more understanding and more awakening to the world. So I've been posting signs around town that say love all.
Oh.
That's it. We're not going to put a statement that's about one side or the other.
Yeah.
Love all. And every time I drive home, I turn on this major street and there's the sign, and my heart just pours open. I go, I'm on love lane. I'm going home.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's a
what
great idea. I think
there is,
my son would say, love is where you'll find the truth. There we go. I'm going to make a bunch of those and put them up around town.
thank you. Send that to me, would you?
Yeah.
Love is where you'll find the truth. Now, that seems to be what we need right now.
Yeah.
Fear is the virus.
Yeah.
I would say that the fear of death is the virus.
Yeah.
But if people will return their attention back to God and seek that first throughout their day, they're less likely to be distracted. They're less likely to have their attention hooked away, and they'll be in the present moment a lot more throughout the day.
That's right. Yep. Keep God in the forefront of your thoughts, and he'll always pull you back to him and it'll just bring a smile to your face and
Yeah.
a feeling in your heart, right? Yeah.
Ring the bell for freedom.
Yay.
Yay. So any last statements before we bid a fond adieu to our viewers? And by the way, you and I have had a lovely journey. I've been following you. We've been having a little conversation back and forth. You're like the sister I've never had. So thank you.
Oh, that's really sweet. Yeah, I really like hearing from you. You feel like a safe person, you're not trying to take anything from me, whether it's my energy, trying to drain me intentionally or not, right? Subconsciously or consciously. You're just the kind of person that's just there. And that's how we all need to be with each other. Like I said, with no agendas, no, negative vibes that are trying to pull from each other. And yeah, I hope you know that you can reach out to me anytime, even if you are feeling low. I just feel like maybe I could just say something or give you a smile and it could boost you up, and vice versa. You're just that kind of person, I guess, like you said, a brotherly, sisterly thing. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Thank you. So any last, as we come to a close of our, and I'll get you the link, any links you want me to put in the description, just send them to me.
Okay.
Your YouTube channel or anything else, just send it to me.
Okay.
And any last words for our viewers?
Let's just start living, whatever that means to whoever's listening. Just start living today. Take any step in a little direction anywhere, whether it's like you're just gonna have an orange instead of a cookie today, or you're going to just call someone up right now and just say, hey, I was thinking about you. I just wanted to say that you are so beautiful. You mean a lot to me. Whatever. It's just the little things that you can do for yourself or do for someone else, instead of just thinking about it. Yeah, I'll do that one day, or yeah, just keep putting things on the back burner. Now is the time. Now is the only time that matters. So whatever it is, just do something really small for yourself in these moments, and see where it takes you. See what happens.
Thank you, Lonnie. Thank you very much. So everybody, seize the heck out of this weekend. It's coming up. It'll be here soon. If you're in a place where it's snowing, bundle up. If you're out in the sun, get in the sun. Enjoy it. Thank you, my friends. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye, Lonnie.
Bye.